Alright, so the piece that I specifically wrote for the show, which it's written around the song Skinny Disney Princesses. And the song itself was about, when I listened to the song, I sat down with it and I listened to it. And I thought there was always something very haunting. Because of course the song is about wanting to be skinny, not being thin enough, not being good enough physically, having to idolize this warped perception of beauty. I thought it would be interesting if they were trying to use magic to change their bodies. I researched more on people with eating disorders, people who have body issues, and I also looked into witchcraft because that's the major fantastical element that's being played in the piece. And what the great parallel that I found was that in narratives about witchcraft, those witches or people who are doing magic, they become outcasts because they want control of something that they don't have, because they have been outcasts in society. And they're using magic because it's the thing that they can control. And I saw this very interesting parallel in the narratives of people who are unhappy with their bodies. They've been cast aside, or, well, not in our current society, you feel outside, you feel like an outsider, you feel like you don't belong because you don't appeal to a certain standard of beauty.
I wanted to play with the idea of identity kasi. For me, it wasn't about the love. It was more of accepting yourself. Kasi the two characters have trouble dealing with that. There was the girl na who wanted to accept herself for the longest time. And there's this other girl na no matter what she does, ayaw niya talaga. Kasi she feels na she's never enough, she's never going to be what other people want her to be. And ayun, I wanted to play with that idea. Instead of like, heartbroken kasi she doesn't accept me for who I am.
Mainly, I helped conceptualize Sandman and a little bit of Terminal, but I mainly focused on Sandman. Initially, it was inspired by my Com 124 groupmates because there was this one day we were all super stressed with ACADS and we were just in LSD and we were just super down. People were crying and everything. And one of my good friends, she wasn't crying at all, and she just looked at us and said, "I wish I could absorb all of your sadness. I wish I could just get all of your sadness and make all of you happy." So I wanted to write a story about that kind of character, and that character became Sandman. So my concept for Sandman was, you would tell him your problems and you would tell him like everything that you felt bad about, and he would absorb it all and you would get good dreams. Pero for him, he would get your nightmares. I'm really thankful that the other writers, Gabbi and Steph, they were able to support me right up until the end. And if it wasn't for them talaga, I wouldn't be able to finish, I wouldn't be able to be here right now. We would toss around ideas. I would be talking to Missy at length. I would be talking to the other writers. There was so much support from every direction. I remember there was this one rehearsal. I think it was super close to the actual TVRs and everything. And I just talked to my actors one by one, talking about what they saw in the character. It was just magical artistically for me to go through that. Like, I wasn't just creating these characters, but I was helping these actors parang get into the mindset of who we both want these characters to be and what they want their story to be together. And it was really, really inspiring, and yes, it was a blessing to be a part of this project.
Talk about Happy Pills and Takeoff, since those were like the pieces that I really like fully wrote. We can only really write about what we know. So let's just say these are things I know. Things I've experienced, things my friends have experienced. Happy Pills is basically, to be really vague about it, about the suppression of dysfunction, our generation's preoccupation with quick fixes. We all know that's not really how to solve problems, and you know how that manifests in even more dysfunction. Takeoff, meanwhile, put simply, is just about following your dream. It's more like persevering and pursuing your passion despite your disability, despite your incapacities or what limits you. Hi, my name is Helene Enriquez. I'm a playwright and an actor for Real-Life Fairytales. Please come do watch our show. It's a very powerful voice for the youth of today, for the Filipino youth of today. We run until October 1. So please come watch our show. Thank you.